The next speaker is Henk van Bergen. His speech is entitled A Few Small Words. With his speech entitled A Few Small Words, please welcome Henk van Bergen.
Come to the front of the class if you're thinking of doing Year 12 maths next year. That's what our teacher, Brother Carol, asked our class when I was 17 years old. Sit down, Henk. You'd be lucky to pass this year. Ouch. Do you think those words still affect me today? Every time I'm challenged, I can still hear, sit down, Henk. Do you think I passed? Those few small words robbed me of any self-belief I had back then. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yes, I failed Year 11, but I did get to university. Not as a student, but as the scientific glassblower at Monash University. While I was there, I was inspired to do a wine science degree. Why wine science? Because I also became passionate about three aspects of university culture: learning, science, and alcohol. And not necessarily in that order. But come with me upstairs to meet my academic friend, Karen. Karen, you've done a wine science degree. How do you think I'd go? Henk, go for it. And we expect great things from you. Wow. Those few small words. We expect great things from you. Set me up on my degree and started rebuilding my self-belief. Did I pass? With distinction. Now, when you finish a big project like that, do you ever think to yourself, now what? I did. My wife Vicky says, hey, why don't you go for that prestigious Van de Champagne Award? Van de what? It's French for Wine from Champagne Award. Doesn't quite sound the same. But it's a 3-week educational, all-exclusive, all-expensive paid, fine wining and dining tour of Champagne. Okay, drunken gorge. So Vicky, there's no way I can do that. Paul Hudson, it took him 3 goes at the Victorian State Finals, let alone the Australian Finals. And he's brilliant. Yes, and you also have to drink a lot of champagne. My wife has a way with words. I entered the Victorian State Finals, and 3 weeks later, I get a phone call. Hello? Henk, it's Vicky. Guess what? You've got a red letter in the mail today. I won the Victorian State Finals. They flew me to Sydney, wine and dined me, but I didn't win. But I entered again next year and I won. And on the day we had to fly to Sydney, Vicky says to me, hey, have you got the tickets? Yep, they're in the briefcase. We get to Tullamarine, and the nice young lady behind the counter says, what are these? I said, they're our tickets to Sydney. She reckons, sorry sir, these are last year's ticket stubs. We called and explained. 1 hour later, get to the Sydney, get into a cab, get to the Hilton, 5 minutes to the interview. Vicky says to me, run upstairs, undress, and I'll get your suit. All suited up, ready to run out the door. Vicky says, wait. I said, what? She reckons, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to say, I can do this. What? Do it! No. Henk, you can do this. Rushed out the door, down the stairs, into the waiting room, went to sit down, and Holly says, Henk, are you ready? My bum hardly touched the seat as I was ushered into a grand ballroom. And there on white linen stood 3 tall glasses of champagne, ready for me to taste, analyze, and write notes on for the interview. Apparently, the contestant before me thought this champagne thing was a really nice touch. He thought I was there to sell the pre-interview nerves. And he scolded, yes! Not that I'm competitive or anything. But 1.5 hours later, I was grilled by 3 champagne experts. And if you'd been at the gala dinner dance that night, you would have heard the words. And the winner is, well, paraphrasing Steve Covey, author and motivational speaker, nothing. Nothing is as sweet as the sound of your own name. People came running from everywhere, banging against the table, tripping up chairs to shake my hand. Were they as surprised as I was? I was delirious. But in the afterglow, my thoughts turned to Karen's words. We expect great things from you. That started to rebuild my self-belief. And guess what? Karen was as thrilled as my success as I was. And of course the words that Vicky said that night, we did it! And that's right, because of what she thought that I could do this. Her belief became my belief. And of course the words she made me say at the Hilton, Henk, you can do this. And those few small words started to silence those other few small words. Sit down, Henk. And that's it. You have the opportunity to change someone's life and share in their success. As a friend, a parent, as a Toastmaster, what words will you choose to raise someone's hope, someone's self-belief, maybe even someone's life? Do you know what? It only takes a few small words.